so I could return the car and I could fly home. So I'm in LA, New York. New York, many times I've been in New York or on the East Coast, it's been like time to go home. And then I want to be home with my dog, chilling. And my thing is, if I'm across the ocean, there's no way I'm turning around and coming back. Once I'm there, I'm there. And I'm just like, oh God. You know, it's financially, the UK's on a different level. But maybe someplace. Well, definitely at some point. I was actually going to go this year. And then the Adam thing happened, so that changed by January, then that changed, all of a sudden I'm here again in March, which is never. So it's kind of put everything back again. I see Adam looking at me there. People ask me, I don't know what I'm doing just because I like the viewers to be surprised. Tomorrow I'm filming something that I won't tell you what it is, but it's really interesting that I was able to find it. It's public knowledge now, but I didn't realize until yesterday. When I was at LAX, I was like, this can't be right. So that video you'll probably see Tuesday, I would imagine. Tuesday or Wednesday.
Is it here in Mesa?
No, it's near Tucson. So I've got a big drive tomorrow. But Phoenix, Eddie Guerrero, the wrestler, I did a video on him with Lindsay, who just left 4 years ago. But I was more, I don't know Eddie Guerrero, the wrestler, that much, but I know superstar Billy Graham from like when I was a kid, and now he's buried next to him. So, when I was there 4 years ago, I was like, I think this is superstar Billy Graham's plot, so it's kind of bittersweet. Now he's actually there. So there, I've got that planned. I've got Waylon Jennings, Amy's Baking Company.
Oh my God, she's not even around anymore.
Oh, she's back here.
Is she not?
Yeah, she is.
She came back here to Scottsdale.
She's here.
That's crazy.
He's not.
No, they got divorced.
Yeah.
He finally saw her.
He's still deported.
Yeah.
It's a crazy
I
story.
saw,
It's a crazy story.
I just caught up on them about a month ago. I'm like, oh my God, because I watched Gordon Ramsay do them.
Well, I did a full video on that. If you don't, Amy's Baking Company is a famous Gordon Ramsay episode of Kitchen Nightmares.
Yeah, it's a real
and it's the most insane. I've never watched a kitchen or restaurant show before in my life. And my friend said, you have to watch this. And I was like, I worked in a restaurant. There's no way I'm watching a TV show about a restaurant. But I watched it, and it's the most insane thing I ever saw. So I went and did a video on it. But she's actually, I talked to her. She's sweet as, I've talked to her, so she's not gonna be, unfortunately, if I do make a video, she's not gonna be in it. I didn't have time to contact her, but she's definitely here.
She has a lot of online. Surprise.
She does that, but she has a lot of, but she's so sweet. When I spoke to her, I guess 2 years ago, when I was gonna come back here, she was really, really nice. I mean,
she probably learned to change after everything happened.
Well, yeah, and also, I guess, and Gordon Ramsay, I guess there's a lot of pressure he's coming. I mean, she's nuts. There's no doubt about it, but she's sweet. She was sweet to me. I don't know.
You mentioned Waylon Jennings, you know, he's in the Mesa cemetery. I was just there this morning. I like to go out and take pictures for Find a Grave, but
oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't know if you know the history behind your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Does anyone know how that came to be?
Miranda.
Well, yeah, there was a gentleman by the name of Ernesto Miranda, and I won't go into the story, but he is buried in the Mesa cemetery as well.
Oh, really?
From
And
Arizona.
that's, I have a very
That is
small YouTube channel, and that's been a video I've been wanting to do, but I'm giving you the idea. I mean, if I think it would be, I think there would be, you know, viewers for that. But
yeah, there would. I mean,
because everyone's heard, you know, you have the right to remain silent. They've heard the term Miranda Rights or is he Mirandized?
Right.
But yeah,
that's a good idea. That's a good idea, and you should do that because things like that sometimes are the one videos that take off.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's been to, you know, I don't know, Michael Jackson's grave. Everybody's been to, you know, everybody's got different outfits. You always do. I'm trying to think of other graves. But sometimes when you do ones, we were just talking. Denise and I were talking about the guy from Boys in the Hood, who just has a small, tiny one. He's got one line. But sometimes I'll do a video on something. Like I did a video. I'm not gonna tell you what YouTuber it was, But you know, remember I don't know if you remember I did a video on Sage Stallone. That's Sylvester Stallone's son that passed away. Saw that video, thank you. So I was filming that day with a very big YouTuber. I don't want to say, I'm not gonna say it. Anyway, not Adam, no one like that. But we were filming all day together, and I was like, "Hey man, see you later." He's like, "Where are you going now?" I'm like, "I'm gonna go do Sage Stallone's house and try to get over to his grave in Westwood." He's like, "Who's Sage Stallone?" I'm like, "Sylvester Stallone's son." He's like, "Why are you filming that?" I'm like, "Rocky 5? He's the kid." And the other YouTuber was like, "Who's gonna watch that?" I said, "Anybody who's seen Rocky." I was convinced. And he's like, "Dude, what are you gonna do? Just film the house and then his grave?" He's like, "Nobody's heard of him. They've heard of his father, not him." He was trying to convince me not to do it. I said, "You see that little kid's face, you remember Rocky 5. And I went, did the house, did the grave, and got 1 million views. And that's just being, I'm not trying to, not at all. So I was just like, you gotta stick to what you think. You know what I mean? What you think could be a big deal. And then also there's the flip side. Sometimes you think something could be big. Like I can't tell you how many times, that's happened to me more than thinking something's gonna, you know what I mean? I think something's gonna do really well, then crickets. You know, YouTube was like, what? No thanks. We're good.
You know what caught me on one of your videos, Scott? Was that boy, the glass. He wanted to see through because he didn't want to be in the dark. That
Oh,
little boy.
the window in his grave.
Yeah, the window in the grave.
Meryl?
Yeah.
Little Meryl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Rayan from Nerd Locations. He suggested that to me, and I said, that's on my list, actually. That's been on my list for a few years. And he suggested to me, I'm like, I'm 2 hours from there. Because you knew I was in New York State. And that video did really well, too.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was very heartbreaking.
It's even heartbreaking that people vandalize it.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I don't think they do anymore, but yeah.
Yeah.
There's a girl with a window in her grave, too.
Yeah, there was that one, too, right?
Yeah, that was, I can't remember where that was.
Yeah.
For the cemetery one, I mean, I'm assuming you're using pine debris. For those particular ones where you really have to do some digging. Like,
No pun?
Like, yeah, so are you calling people? Like, are you like, where is this? Is there an urn somewhere? Like, can I go? You know what I mean? Like, are you able to do everything online, or do you really have to reach out and start contacting?
Sometimes I have to go into the cemetery office many times. I've got stacks. I now throw them out, like when they give me the maps. You know, lots of times when it's not on Find a Grave, you have to. Or I'll take a look on Google, see how big the cemetery is, and then if there's a picture of the grave, usually you can find some sort of thing to match it up, right? So, but yeah, I call, I go into the cemetery offices. There's some cemetery offices in LA that I won't go into because they know me. And not in a bad way, like they know me, and they'll be, they just say, well, what do you they've asked me, they've come up to me on the grounds many times, Hollywood Forever, Hollywood Hills, Pierce Brothers, Forest Lawn, Glendale, those 4 cemeteries. They're all very nice, very, very nice. If I put a baseball hat on, but it's this. You spot that a mile away, this pencil, you know what I mean? Like, so but I try not to go into those offices. Because I don't want them to say, maybe don't film today or come back.
But for the families of the celebrities, do they ever reach out to you and go, thank you for this? We appreciate
Yeah, we were just talking about like Glen Quinn.
Okay.
So Glen Quinn's brother has reached out twice.
Okay, yeah.
What's the guy from Robert Urich? Robert Urich, remember him? So he's buried about 3.5 hours east of Toronto, where I used to have a cottage. And so I was like, what? So I did say that I think last year, and his daughter wrote like a week ago. I said I didn't expect to wake up today and see my father's grave on YouTube, but here it is. And then she said, thank you for coming all the way out there and doing it. It was really sweet. So I think I may have pinned her comment, but it's there. So we were talking about that earlier. It's something I have to be conscious of. And I learned that when Glen Quinn's brother reached out to me and thanked me for doing his grave. And I was like, okay, there could be whether it's celebrities or crime victims or just somebody did something interesting, you got to be conscious of the fact that the family could watch. There's one video I did on Bernie Mack, and I did it with a friend, and then he brought about 8 other friends, and they were all drinking and having the time of their lives, in the middle of the day, I should add. And they were being loud, disrespectful, and I lost, like, you know, if you see this is me. I'm chill all the time. But I turned around and lost it. I'm like, you're in a cemetery, I'm doing a video, stop it. So that video's a mess, because I had to keep cutting out all this laughter. And then it was my car, the one that spilled a bottle of whiskey in my car, and I was like, you're drinking? And I kicked him out. Anyways, he knows who he is.
How many times, probably not how many times, I had a friend died years ago.
Who?
A friend, it doesn't matter.
Oh,
who she
sure.
is. But I went to the cemetery one day, and it was packed with people. Like a party's going on.
Mhm.
Home, I tell my wife, I'm to go see Diane. Went to the cemetery, and there's hundreds of people there. People sitting around having picnics.
Mhm.
And I go, what the heck is going on? Is that cemetery that popular? And then she goes, no, it's the Day of the Dead. And all these people, it was just the weirdest feeling rolling in, you know, because I've been there before and there's been nobody.
Yeah.
People everywhere.
With the umbrellas, balloons,
Yeah, it was just the weirdest
soccer
thing.
balls, kids playing.
Yeah.
The only thing you're not allowed to do, I believe, is have an open grill.
Yeah. Because I just thought that was the strangest thing, you know.
I've seen it all. And it's definitely out here, Arizona, California. I've seen it the most. California, out in Riverside, San Bernardino, Ontario, all like there. I was just at Queen of Heaven Cemetery in Roland Heights on Sunday, and I was looking for 2 graves, and no word of a lie, every other grave there is family
Yeah.
with, you know, sitting there, you know, teenagers laying there, bored out of their minds on their phone, or their families sitting around. You don't know, and that's a thing.
Yeah,
And it's a nice thing. It's usually Sundays and holidays.
Yeah, it was just like, for me, it was on a Friday, and it was just the oddest thing. Like, this is just
Right?
crazy.
I mean, you know, yeah, a lot of times when I think it's holidays, they want to include, it's definitely holidays. You go to, so you see a lot of people.
Yeah.
But out here, I see more people where it's more like a party atmosphere.
Yeah.
And I say that in a nice way. Like they're including their family member in the party. I think that's kind of nice. You know, it's neat, it's cool. And I've met so many people in cemeteries, with friends. You know, then the guy I did 2 or 3 videos on Eazy-E from NWA, and one time I met a group of guys with dogs and their girls all hanging out at their homie's grave who had been killed in a drive-by. So they're in the video with me, and I kept in touch with them. And these guys are rough guys. They've had, you know, this is Whittier, California. But I think they were made from Long Beach anyway. One of the guys in my video, this happened twice, one of the guys in my video got shot in a drive-by a year later. Terrible. Nicest dude one of the nicest dudes I've ever met. You know? And yeah. But they were just hanging out, seems like a bunch of them hanging out, drinking and having a good time with their friends. Great.
If you didn't know any better, you thought it was Disneyland.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Disneyland for the dead.
Scott, I got one more question. Have you ever done a video on the fly? Just
The movie The Fly?
Yeah, just on the fly.
I had Sean did.
Has Sean?
Yeah. I'm with him. I'm in the video.
All right.
It's all in Toronto.
Okay. That
Yeah.
one.
It's all shot in Toronto.
Okay.
We got up to the office building,
Right.
and Sean went into the actual office. Not just the office building.
Really?
And he's like, you want to come in? I'm like, no. I'm like, it's The Fly. I'm in Toronto. I don't care.
Right.
But it was still cool to see. Then afterwards, I was like, that's pretty cool.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, because